What is the worst life you could live? Because if you put any genuine consideration and thought into writing down and planning out what your nightmare life would be, you would realize that your current life is far closer to your nightmare existence than it is to your dream existence. And that is 100% your fault, that you are too close to decimation and damnation, and something must be done.
You have to believe in the work. You have to sit down and do the actions to finally get paid. If you are demoralized, if the devil has infiltrated your soul and removed the fire from your eyes, then you stand precisely zero chance of escape. You cannot let the devil demoralize you. Demoralization is what they want. They want you to quit. They want you to give up. And the good thing for the winners is that the more people who quit, the less true competition you have. You cannot talk to me about childish notions like it feels difficult to get rich. I lack motivation. You must galvanize your iron mind. You must cement a mentality of only brutal victory. You must sit here and say, I understand that everyone else has quit, but not me. I do not believe that an administration is going to help me. I don't believe the world's going to get any better. I don't believe it's going to be easy. I'm going to escape anyway. The enemy is at the gates. You don't get to decide when you want to fight. You don't get to decide when you feel motivated. The world is getting harder and harder, and you must fight and resist instantly. We're going to attack 2026. Everyone else is going to doom. Everyone else is going to fail. Everyone else is going to be waiting for handouts. Everyone else is going to cry and moan and bitch, and we're going to win, irregardless of how difficult the game gets. We do not rest. We do not quit. We do not need salvation or quarter. We fight to the absolute end. If you don't get your act together, there is no November. There is no tomorrow. It is today. You can take action right now and start building a future worth living, or you can sit, procrastinate, hoping for some handout, waiting for the last hope and slither of morale that's in your heart to be extinguished by the devil himself. It is now or absolutely never. It is a time for the impatient to act and for everyone else to fail. You all need to become massively impatient, because from what I've seen, things are going to get a whole bunch worse before they get better. What I am doing for 2026, all of my plans for March, I'm starting now. All of my plans for next November, I am starting now. I now believe that every single day we wait, it's going to get harder and harder for anybody to achieve anything of significance. Every single day you wait to attempt anything, it becomes harder. And it's going to get harder because the situation you're in is only going to get worse. Crime is going to keep going up. Fraud ain't going anywhere. Trump can't save anything. In 2026, the only people who are going to be successful are the monumentally impatient who take instant action right away, and whatever they're thinking of doing next week, they do now. God is going to reward the instant action takers. Guys, patience was the weapon. You get a job, you'd work hard, you'd wait to get a promotion, you'd save up a house deposit, you'd pay 10 years of mortgage, and you waited and you worked hard, and it all added up into your success. But that's not the case anymore. By the time you add taxes, by the time you add inflation, by the time you understand your job is never going to give you a promotion, the most patient people now are going to get destroyed. Anyone who says, in 3 or 4 years, they're done. If you think in 3 or 4 years, the world we're going to live in is going to look anything like the world we live in now, you're an idiot. You need to panic. You need to get rich now. You need instant action. You need instant results. And I hope that 2025 taught you that nobody is coming to save you. We need to forget the childish notions of motivation, of gumption. I don't feel like we need to forget these childish notions. Every single day you delay, it becomes harder. You're attempting to climb a mountain. Every single day, the mountain grows. You do not have time to lack motivation, to struggle with dedication. Your time is up. You must run to the top of the mountain instantly. There is no longer any time for these childish notions of how do I find the dedication and motivation. All gone. You cannot find a metric which is improving for men. It is harder to find a woman worth having. It is harder to afford children. It's harder to make money. Inflation's out of control. Crime is getting worse. It is done. You do not have time anymore to be messaging me about motivation and dedication and how you manage to find the gumption to dedicate yourself to something. Everything you've ever wanted, you must get now. And there are people who do not understand this, who are going to take a few steps up the mountain, then take a break, go to sleep in their tent, and wake up having a larger climb than before they took any steps at all. You must panic. So whatever plans you have, you must instantly enact these plans. You must instantly take action, and you must aim for instant results. As the speed of information increases, along with it, the opportunity, the length of opportunities will also decrease. You must take action. The world is moving faster than it's ever moved, and you are not speeding up, making 6-month plans. With AI intelligence, with quantum computing, 6 months is 200 years. You don't have time for that. You need to get impatient. You need to act now. If you're thinking about going to the gym, go as soon as this broadcast finishes. Drop and do push-ups as soon as this ends. Tell the universe, tell the world, tell the simulation you're an impatient person. You don't want money tomorrow. You want it today. You want it now. Because the days of waiting, the days of thinking it's going to get better, the days of thinking someone's coming to save us, the days in believing if you sit down and you work hard and you save up, it's all going to be okay. All of those doors to a life worth living are permanently shut. You're never going to save your way to owning a house. You're never going to get a promotion at your job that makes your life worth living. Your city's never going to get better. They are all closed. It is done. As the plane plummets towards the earth, you need to find a parachute now. If you truly understand what I'm saying to you, hypnotize yourself, promise it to the universe that you're an impatient action taker, because those are the only ones who are going to survive. I know 2025 was difficult. I know it feels like things are never going to get better, but the future is unwritten. You can achieve absolutely anything if you dedicate yourself. I hope you dedicate yourself, find the motivation to always work hard, to always turn up, because you understand that your future is completely unwritten. You can do anything you put your mind to. You could be an astronaut, you could be a DJ, you could achieve it all. Imagine the 2026 you want to live. Imagine the things you want to do. Imagine the girl you want to be with. Imagine the car you want to drive. Imagine the house you want to live in. I guarantee all of those things require money. Your primary objective as the world around us collapses, as crime gets worse, as taxes go up, is to make as much money as humanly possible. That should be your only New Year's resolution. You will not have a 2026, which is different from the years you have just lived, unless you take new action. And it is your objective as a man who has any kind of gumption left inside of his heart to take every opportunity which is presented to him. And if you dedicate yourself for an entire year, you will have a brand new life. If you want to have a good year, you need cash. So you need to be in a place where you can earn money. What else would make your life fantastic? Well, you want to be in good shape. You want to be around positive people who aren't buying into the doom and gloom of the world. You want to be in a network, a community of optimists. The next year will not be different than the years you have previously lived unless you take different action, different people around you, a different mentality, dedication, motivation, positivity, endless winning. 2026 is the year in which your life can change forever if you finally dedicate yourself to something. You had New Year's resolutions in 2025. None of them came true because you did not take decisive action. Now is the time to take decisive action and ensure that 2026 is completely different than any other year you have ever lived. Let the entire world around you crumble while you endlessly win.
Everybody is given the same amount of chances all of the time. And the people who are very successful are people who act on those chances. You have had the same number of chances as all of the people more successful than you, and you simply didn't act on them. I don't believe anybody who's struggling didn't have chances. I believe they didn't act. And the reason this is such an important mindset is because it puts all of the burden on you. It is not down to you to wait and hope for an opportunity to come that is so easy. No, it is down to you to pay attention and act quickly. When someone shows an opportunity, when you have an idea, that is your time to finally act and do something. If you refuse to act, you will never escape. A percentage of you are going to live the best life you've ever lived. Percentage of you are going to escape and find financial freedom, but percentage of you are going to stay stuck exactly where you are. Not because you have less chances than the people who escape, because you refuse to act on the chances which are given to you.
If you want to have a life that is worth living, it has to be a difficult life. There is no light without dark. And I think that one of the worst things a man could ever be punished with is invisibility. I want you to understand that when a beautiful woman walks into Starbucks and you serve her her coffee, you're not human to her. She doesn't care about your struggles. She doesn't care about your mental health. She doesn't care what happens to you. She has no interest in you. You're basically invisible to her. You work very hard. You build the roads. You're tired, but you're invisible. What you want to do is to matter. You want people to respect you. You don't want to be a number. You want to be a name. And to do that, you must do excellent things. And you need to be a man and not be afraid and stand up and say, I'm ready for the good if it comes with the bad, because then I'm not invisible anymore. You're fighting against the fact that when you have an opinion, nobody cares. When you speak, nobody listens. And when you shout, no one is afraid. And you must fight against this. Now, do not be the kind of person who says, I want an exceptional life, but then be afraid of the negatives that come with exceptionality. You have to be prepared for both sides of the coin. And the only way to avoid both sides of the coin is to stay in the middle and wait for your certain destruction. So if you want an exceptional life that comes with good and bad, you have to love the war. I want an exceptional life, exceptionally good, exceptionally bad. I refuse to be invisible. The human spirit finds a degree of solace in achieving and completing difficult tasks. The reason you're so desperate to be rich is not to own things. It's because it's hard and it's because other people can't do it. If everybody else was rich, you wouldn't want to be rich. If the video game was easy and you could start with all the best characters and all the best attributes, you wouldn't even want to play the game in the first place. You only enjoy games that are difficult. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. And when you finally win, you feel a sense of achievement.
If there was golden treasure in the middle of a busy street in New York, how long would it take to be discovered? Seconds? Maybe a minute? So where is treasure found? Treasure is found because it's buried, because it is difficult to access. The difficulty is the only reason you stand a chance to get the treasure. Everything you want lies behind difficulty. So it is extremely ungrateful to dislike difficult things when difficulty is the only thing that has protected the thing you want from everything else. Difficulty was a night watchman that did you a favor and stopped others from getting hold of all the things of value. And then you complain that it's difficult?
The difficulty gives it value. If it wasn't difficult, everyone would have it and you wouldn't want it because no one would respect it. Life is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to suffer and smile through the pain regardless.
There's nothing you cannot do. You can have anything you have ever wanted, anytime you want, as soon as you give a shit, blame yourself, and put some work in. And this is why I said at the beginning, the only way I have ever won anything in my life is by force, is to look at the insurmountable task ahead of me, to look at the large, huge mountain which has never been climbed before, and one step at a time, remaining completely unfazed, put one foot in front of the other until one day I wake up and I'm at the top of the fucking hill.
I assure you, in your late 30s, your 40s, your 50s, when you still don't matter, you will be mad that you didn't use all of your masculine essence, all of your youthful power trying to escape.
God could give you a plan and said you can have everything you've ever desired if you follow this plan. If you quit halfway through the plan, you're not going to have what you desired.
The universe will not give up on you if you do not give up on the universe. You keep promising the world and yourself and your family, and then you quit. And you think that nobody notices. But the truth is the universe notices. Next time you promise you're going to get something done, the universe doesn't see why it should rearrange itself to help you win, when every other time you promised you were going to get something done, you gave up a few days later. And for 2026, do not make some New Year's resolutions in passing. Make a promise to the cosmos that you mean, dedicate 100% of your being towards that promise, and you will see the entire universe rearrange to ensure that that promise comes true.
Imagine how weak your consciousness to understand that guaranteed results come from applied effort and still not finding the gumption to apply yourself. The universe has promised you endless riches if you continue to try. If you still can't force yourself to try, then you deserve to lose.
If I were to say to you, you can make $10 million if you dig a hole deeper than your competitor across the next 12 hours. You shouldn't be asking me for a special shovel. You shouldn't be asking me to cheat. You should say, is it going to be fair? If he doesn't cheat,
I can beat him by sheer will. Quite often it is sheer will. It's the capability and ability to endlessly try which will be the deciding factor. All you need to do is believe in yourself, believe in your dedication, and you will win.
The only thing that is guaranteed in this life besides death is constant, never-ending work. You're sitting around on your f***ing ass, doom scrolling and jerking off to porn, and then you have the audacity to ask me why you're not where you want to be in life. Because you're too busy fucking jerking off and chasing around women who are too good for you in the first place. The only way you're gonna have anything in this life is to wake up and to suffer the brutal realities of endless effort and to win by force.